Hi, I'm Zara McDermott, and you can watch my brand new documentary To Catch a Stalker on BBC iPlayer now. But first of all, I wanted to tell you about why I wanted to make this programme and why it's so important to me. Stalking is a growing crime we're hearing about more and more. But honestly, some of the stories in the news and online are truly terrifying.
I did get to a point where I was going to sleep with a kitchen knife.
He won't let her go without intervention. He'll kill her.
I feel like stalking is an ever-evolving crime. There's a real blurred line between harassment and stalking, and you can really see how people can edge from one crime to the other. Stalking can sometimes be glamorized. Stalking behaviors can be glamorized in movies, on TV shows, and we need to be better at calling each other out on that behavior, but also identifying it early on. We shouldn't undermine that behavior. You know, we should see it for what it is, and we should have the ability to support our friends, family, colleagues that are going through that experience, but also maybe call out people in our lives that are exhibiting that behavior themselves. I really feel like this programme will elicit some change. I think this is going to make a difference to a lot of people's lives, and I would love for this documentary to be shown in schools because this is a really, really important subject. 1 in 7 people over the age of 16 will experience stalking at some point in their lives. That's an incredibly scary figure. You know, chances are someone you know will experience this. We need to understand how to best support victims and how to create change in our society so that we can try and put a stop to this.
I'm here to support you, to try and give you the safeguarding that you need.
Does the risk increase by changing your number because he now can't make contact?
It's so important to me to make a programme that puts the victim first. It's not about sensationalising what they're going through or creating anything out of the ordinary. For these people, they're living this every minute of every day, and I felt it was important for the viewer to sit with that and really experience those emotions as they're happening. This is not a documentary that looks at people's stories retrospectively. This is a present, in the moment programme, because how else can you fully understand what a victim has to go through on a day-to-day basis without walking in their shoes? That was one of the key reasons as to why I wanted to make this film. One of the things that surprised me most about making this documentary was when I found out that on average people are stalked for 10 years. I have spent the last almost a year with stalking victims, and obviously I've spent time with them. I've gone through a small amount of the emotions that they go through on a day-to-day basis. When you imagine that for 10 years, it really hits you that these people's lives are going to be changed forever.
Try this safety plan. Oh, situation. So you got to get yourself down here. And then you'd have to... Sorry, I couldn't do that. I mean, maybe if I'm like in a lot of stress I could, but...
When you see a woman in such a vulnerable state with so much emotion and so much fear, so much hurt, and so much damage, and more specifically, I think, full of self-blame. For me, I feel that injustice. I feel that sense of, why her? Why does she have to experience this? And it makes me so upset and so angry sometimes when I'm filming with them and I'm listening to their experiences, and I look at a vulnerable woman and I ask why. You know, I get to know these women over a long period of time. This isn't just an in and out filming process. This is a long process of many, many months. So you really get to know the people that you're filming with, and I grow a lot of care for these women. So seeing them in distress is really difficult. The women that I film with in this programme are so incredibly strong, and they are amazing and brilliant and wonderful, and this film, this series, wouldn't be what it is without them and their bravery in sharing their stories. So I have so much to thank them for.